Yeah. All right. So what is Selenium? So we'll start with this Selenium. Yeah. So what it is, how it is, we'll just see. So what is the official website? Anyone having idea about it? Have you ever Googled Selenium?
.org.
So this is what the official URL of the Selenium.
Yeah.
Selenium.dev, www.selenium.dev. That is what the official URL of the Selenium. Yeah. So it was different previously, but now this is what the official URL. So Selenium, www.selenium.dev. No? So this is what the official URL. Now what it is saying, this is what the official definition of the Selenium. Selenium automates browsers, and that's it. It's itna simple. It's a simple, straightforward definition, right? So when we are saying like, when I take interviews, so mostly guys are saying Selenium is a automation testing tool. So that first sentence is itself is wrong. Let me break that myth. Selenium is not a tool. Very first thing. Selenium is an API, application programming interface. All right. And it automates the browser, and that's it. Now, how we can use it, that is a different story. It can be integrated with almost everything, right? So what you do with that power is entirely up to you. How we can integrate that API with different tools or different another APIs is up to us. How we can use it, how we can leverage it is up to us. Is on our understanding, is on our business requirements. So that is what the Selenium is. Selenium is not a automation testing tool. Why I'm saying this? What is the difference between tool? When comes it a tool? When we say that something as a tool, what do you mean by that?
Tool is something which includes some inbuilt features and functionality automatically, and just install that particular tool into your system, and you can do use the each and every features and functionality to that particular from that particular tool to perform your job or task easily.
Right? True. So when we install something, right? You answered it, like when we install something, that comes under the bucket of tool. Where we install the any application, right? Let's take an example of the Tosca. So we need to install the Tosca, then only we will be able to work on that. Because Tosca is having its own UI, everything is inbuilt there, and you just need to drag it here and there and work as per the framework they have designed. You need to work as per the design given by them. So that is a tool. Whereas Selenium, we have free hand. We have free hand, and we need to use our skill set to mold it as per our requirement, mold it as per our business requirement. What like जो भी हमारे like what we can think of, right? So we can mold it as per that. Yeah, that is what the Selenium is. We do not need to install anything. We do not come up with any software here. It's an API. We just need to download one jar file, and we are ready to work on the Selenium. That's it. So now whenever you go for the interview, never ever say that Selenium is an automation testing tool. No. The interviewer, whoever is there, he or she won't like say okay, but they will be able to understand your the depth. where you are. So you can say, so this is the most important, like no one is asking this into, but someone will just give you the kind of, fishy question. So you will be very happy. Like if interviewer asks you in an interview, what is Selenium? So you will be definitely saying Selenium is an automation testing tool. You will be very happy. Yeah, मैंने like अच्छा answer दे दिया. I have given a correct answer. But what you did, it shows your understanding, your depth. Yesterday, like we discuss about what is the depth in your interview, how they measure your depth in interview, isn't it? So now, when you are saying Selenium is an API, that is something which is the interviewer is needing. Then you fall into different bucket. Okay, fine. This guy knows something which is realistic, isn't it? So that is how it is, right? So whenever like moving forward from day onwards, you will be never saying Selenium is an automation testing tool. No. All right. Selenium is an API, application programming interface, which automates the browser, and that's it. Simple, straightforward definition. उसको हम कैसे यूज करते हैं, how we gonna use it is all up to us, is all depend on our business requirement, is all depend on our intelligence. All right, so that is how it is, simple. All right, so this is the URL www.selenium.dev, and you can just browse it whenever you get time. Just Google it, you will get it. All right, so then what are the different things we have in Selenium? Yeah, so these are the three different components we have in Selenium. We had Selenium RC as well. So we have Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, and Selenium Grid. We had Selenium RC as well, Selenium Remote Control. Now that has been completely wiped out from the market. Even they are mentioning in the website also. They are not mentioning in the website as well. Yeah. Similarly, this Selenium IDE is just what we can say that the record and playback kind of stuff, where you can just download that plugin. Yeah, you can download that plugin and just perform any activity on your browser. You open any URL, do something, so it will record all those activity, and then it will create the script at the back end, and then if you run that script, it will perform the same activity which you did. Yeah, so that is what the record and playback activity. So this is ID is that thing, but like is no one is using this in real life. So don't waste your time to learn the Selenium ID. It's of no use. वो like खेलने के लिए अच्छा है, like kind of we are giving some toy to play to our children, something like that. So if in the market someone is teaching you Selenium IDE, so he like that whoever that guy is, they are wasting your time, nothing else, isn't it? So it's of no use. No one is using this Selenium IDE in the real time industry, in IT industry. No one is using. All right. So you can just explore it if you want to. You can just read more. Just download that plugin. Right, this plugin has been given there, so you can just go more and then see what it is. So you can just download that plugin and like Chrome download, Firefox. So you can just get this plugin there and just try it out. But I think don't waste time. Just go on the YouTube. Just go through one or two recordings. You will get a number of recordings on Selenium ID on the YouTube. Just go for one or two recordings and that's it. Don't need to waste your time over here in Selenium ID to understand a Selenium ID. But yes, you should know what it is and how it is. So for that, just go to YouTube, search Selenium IDE, what it is and how to record, how to create a script with Selenium IDE. You will get a number of recordings. Just look into two or three recordings and understand how it is, and that's it. If someone asks you, you should not be like blank. I never have done it. मुझे नहीं पता है. So don't say I never done it. So just go through those recording. You will be able to understand the concept, this and that. And if someone asks you, said, yeah, I tried somewhere like long time when I was learning initially. So you can record the script. So you have something to talk about. What is Selenium IDE, right? But it's not needed to waste more than half an hour on this particular Selenium IDE topic. Not more than half hour or max 1 hour. That's it. Not more than that. It's not needed at all. All right. So that is what the Selenium IDE is all about. And what next? Next is Selenium WebDriver. This is something where you can invest as much time as you have, because this is something which is each and everyone is using in the IT industry where it comes to be Selenium automation testing or any automation testing, excluding the performance testing. Selenium WebDriver, right? So it's been given here. If you want to create a robust browser-based regression automation suite and test, scale, and distribute script across many platforms or many environments, then you want to use Selenium WebDriver, a collection of language-specific binding to drive a browser the way it meant to be driven. All right. The Selenium WebDriver is something which you really need to take care of. You really need to learn. Yeah. So that is what the Selenium WebDriver is all about. All right. And then we have, so how to do that, how to do that, that we will be discussing it more on it. Yeah. So that is what we will be doing it. So these are the different components of it, of the Selenium. Selenium ID, Selenium WebDriver, and then we had Selenium RC as well, but that has been wiped out from the market, right? Remote control. And then we have the third, which is Selenium Grid. So what this Selenium Grid means, so this has been given here. If you want to scale by distributing and running the test on several machines, right? I'll read it again. If you want to scale by distributing and running tests on the several machines and manage multiple environments, several machines, multiple environments from a central point, make it easy to run the test against a vast combination of the browser's OS, then you want to use a Selenium Grid. What does it mean? Let's take an example. I have 100 test cases to be run. All right. So what I can do with the help of Selenium Grid, I can run those test cases in one go on different platform as an operating system. I can run it on the Windows. I can run it on the iOS. I can run it on the Linux. Yeah, I can run it on the different platform. I can run it on the different machines, 3, 4, 5, whatever different type of machines I do have. And I can run it on the different platforms as well. So it's kind of, the how, and then all these things will be controlled by one machine only. It's been centralized, centralized point. Multiple input from a central point. From one particular machine, you're gonna control all these things. We're gonna create that environment, the Mac machine, and then the Linux machine, and then the Windows, and the browser different under that different like Chrome, Safari, and then like whatever you want, Firefox, right? Different browsers on different machines, different operating systems. So that kind of environment can be created with the help of this Selenium Grid, and it all can be controlled, managed with the help of one particular central point. So you can look at the symbol. Symbol is showing one central point, and we have the two branches there. That is something is a Selenium Grid. It can be n number of branches as much as you want, as much as our business requirement is, right? So that is something which is a Selenium Grid. So these three things we have, right? But 95% in the industry is using Selenium WebDriver. I'm saying 95%. All right. So it's good if you want to learn it, you can learn it, no doubt. But majorly focus on this. This is the added advantage if you have this. This is no one gonna ask you. You just need to understand for your sake of understanding. That's it. But this is something you really need to be a master yourself. Selenium WebDriver. Are we clear? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is how it is. All right. So next thing, what is that there is Selenium WebDriver? So if I go, you can read more. If I just say read more, so there are some histories been given here about the Selenium WebDriver, what it is, how it is, right? What are different components? What are different actions? It's been given here. So all the URL has been given. You can just, whenever you get some time, you can just browse it, go there and look into it, what it is and how it is. Yeah. And then if you go to this download section, so you will get everything here on this particular page to work on the Selenium in the downloads page. Previously, we were on the about page, yeah, the landing page of the Selenium. Now, if you just go to the downloads page, so we have everything over here. Yeah. So it's been mentioned here what are different languages on which Selenium is supporting. So it's been supporting to C Sharp, Ruby, Java, Python, and the JavaScript. These are the 5 languages to which it's been supporting as of today. So you can write your programming in any language. Java programming, you can write, I mean, the Selenium programming, Selenium code, Selenium framework, you can design in any of these 5 language. But which is the most widely and the popular language among this is the Java language. All right. Because 80% of the IT industry is using Java language for the Selenium automation testing. There are some few handful of the project, those are running on the Python. But if you know Java programming, Python is very easy to understand. All concepts of the Python is same as that of Java. So if you learn Java, you can learn Python like just within a 15 days if you work rigorously on that. Python is very simple, but you should know the Java first. The advantage of Python is having the inbuilt libraries, right? In Java, if you want to write any program, so if I write a program in Java, let's take an example. If I'm writing some program and the program coding is of 10 line, let's take a short example, 10 line of coding. But if I'm using Python, that can be achieved only in 2 or 3 lines. Because Python is having almost all inbuilt libraries. It's very easy and very powerful language. But the base of this is again the Java language. So why I'm focusing more on the Java? Because if you understood Java very well, so you can ultimately work on the Python. You do not have any challenge. But vice versa is not possible. It's very difficult. But if you understand Python, if you know the Python, then you won't be able to work on the Java. No. It's very difficult. It will be reverse flow of the waterfall. But from the Java to Python, it's an ongoing flow. And you know, right, how easy it is going with the ongoing flow of the waterfall, isn't it? To going in the reverse order of waterfall is something which is toughest job, right? So the Java is something which is we are looking into it, right? So if you understand Java and if you need, like if any of your project having that requirement, I need to work on the Python, you can get it done then within 15 days. If that is your project requirement is not being challenge. Yeah, so that's what I'm preferring Java. That's what we are going with Java language. All right. So that is what it is. So what next? This is the Selenium server, the grid, and the latest version of the Selenium latest version is 4.10.0. This is what the latest Selenium jar. So now when I say the Selenium is an API, so what we need to do is we just need to download this file. It's been downloading here. So we just need to download this jar file and we are done. We don't need anything. We don't need to install anything. We don't need to nothing. So it's been downloaded. If I go, it's downloading, right? And then we just, it's a plug and play utility. So if I go here in this particular folder, downloads folder, so it's been downloaded here on that side. It's called as executable jar file. So Selenium comes with the jar file. So what is jar? It's a Java archive file. Selenium itself is been designed into the Java programming language. Yesterday we saw the Jenkins, the UI of Jenkins. I am not sure whether it is open at my end or not. I might have closed it. All right, no worries. So Jenkins is been designed in the Java programming language. Now you might be knowing the power of the Java language. Yeah. So Jenkins is the CI/CD tool which is handling the deployment of all softwares, almost all. And that Jenkins has been designed in the Java programming language. The coding of that platform is been designed in the Java programming language. All right. So that is how that powerful language is the Java. Right. So we just need to do this, and that's it. We are ready to go with the Selenium. We do not need to install anything. Yeah, that's what is not a tool. Now, whenever you go for the interview, never ever say that. All right, is an API. Selenium is an API with which we can automate the browser. That's it. Done. You are done with the definition of Selenium. Don't say anything apart from this. All right. So that is what your interview question. So what I want is, I want you guys to come up with a pen and paper. Because what I'm doing is, what is my practice is, I'm giving the interview question then and there when session is going on. So you can note it down the interview. So you can note it down that question then and there, right? On the session basis. So what we have is at the end of the session, like 20, 25, whatever sessions we will be having. So we already having the set of interview questions there with you, right? Or when you are listening to this recording, please make a note of that. Your interview question and answer. Make a note of that in your notebook, not on your, the word pad or somewhere. No, in your notebook. Write it down. So at the end of the session, you will be having the question set ready with you. You don't need to run here and there. All right. So make that practice. You can do now, or you can note it down when you are visiting the recording. Yeah. But I would say get it now on the live ongoing session. Just note it down the question and answer. You can note it down in the when you are visiting to the recording. Do that way. So that if you're doing that way, so you will be more into that particular interview question. All right. So that's there. So we saw today one interview question. Yeah. So what is Selenium? So that's there. Okay. So you can make a note of it if you want, or you can take it note of later as well. All right. So that is what a Selenium is. And then what we have is, so if you want ID, so ID is also there. Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and everything is there. Yeah. So nightly build and supporting different programming languages. Everything is given here. So if you just scroll down, so we have platforms here now. Different platforms, right? So browsers. So this is for all the browsers. Firefox, IE. So now the IE is almost no more. Yeah. We have Safari, Opera, Chrome, Edge. So this is for the all browsers. The Selenium is supporting as of now, as of today. Right? And we will be able to get the exe file from here. So this is all browsers. So Selenium has been supporting in the browsers. And this is the platform. Micro Windows, Mac OS, and the Linux. So that's why the Selenium is so popular. And on the top of that, it's open source, freely available in the market. Right? Freely available. So that is what it is. That's what the what we can say that the UFT has been killed by the Selenium. By the way, do you know the meaning of Selenium? The word Selenium. What's the meaning of Selenium? It's an element, isn't it? So if you go in terms of the what we can say that the chemistry, it's an element. Yeah. So is this an antidote for UFT to kill someone? So if you ate selenium in a fraction of second, you will be like no more. Yeah. So that is what it is. So it's an element. Yeah. So that's what. So it came to kill someone, and it did that. That's what the name of this has been given, a Selenium WebDriver. All right. So it supports the browser. These are what all the browsers we do have, and this is what the operating systems we do have. All right. So Microsoft Windows, and like all these things. That is what how it is. So we downloaded and like we do have the different partners with whom like the Selenium is already been integrated. So we can work on the browser stack, Source Lab. There are n number of things. Yeah, the Spectro, the Perfecto, and like Lambda test, and so on and so forth. So it can be integrated with all these platforms. They are already having the integration of all these different platforms, browser like So where you will be able to get the devices, the virtual devices to work on, right? So that's there. All right. So this is what we like the holistic view. But yes, there are different things. Like if you want to go in more, so yes, there is there. So we do have the projects and all those things here. So you can just go through. So Selenium WebDriver is the one of the best, I mean, one of the most important and crucial projects they are going with. Yeah. And then what is Selenium IDE? So this is the different projects, Selenium Grid. What are projects? The this organization. By the way, the Selenium is been provided by the ThoughtWorks organization. ThoughtWorks is the organization who is taking care of the Selenium. Yeah, they are the founder and the designer of the Selenium. All right. So that's there. So you can just go through the history and you will be able to get everything, all the information you want on this particular page. But what is most important for us as of today, as a learner, if you are starting this particular page, download page from where you can download the different things which is required for you, and like the about page just to what about like what is Selenium and all those things is. Yeah. So this is what the history. If you want to go ahead, you can just read about the Selenium, what it is and how it is. If you get some time, just go through it. All right. So that's there. Yeah. So why I'm saying like we just need to understand the Selenium. Yeah. So I told you, right? Selenium is a core, is a base. Yesterday session, I like we discussed. So if you understand the Selenium, rest everything. Let it be Cucumber BDD, let it be REST assured API testing, and let it be mobile testing, IPM testing. Yeah. So these all three platforms are the wrapper on the Selenium. That's what yesterday I told you, right? So we'll see today. Yeah. So what I have is I have like my Eclipse. So by the way, this Eclipse is the IDE, right? Integrated development environment. When we say the IDE is the integrated development environment, right? Where we need to write the coding for our different projects, where we can write the Selenium coding. Yeah. So like almost everyone is using, including developer and the tester. Mostly the developer are using it rigorously, right? And yes, we are also using it. Yeah. So this is the IDE where we can go ahead and write our program, right? We can create our the frameworks, different frameworks. So this is all frameworks are available over here. Yeah. So yesterday we saw the Selenium WebDriver framework, right? I shown you yesterday. Now what I want you to understand is I want to show you that thing where we discussed yesterday, right? So how this is at the back end, what is happening. So let's go for this Cucumber framework. Yeah? So let me go with this Cucumber framework. So if you just looked at this Cucumber framework at the back end, what is happening? All right. So you might have seen something like this in this Cucumber. It is called as a feature file in the Cucumber. Yeah. So they have given some syntax, right? Syntax. And on the basis of that, we need to work on. This syntax is in plain English language where everyone can understand it. What is actually happening in this particular test case, login page feature, right? So login page title, forget password link, login with the correct credentials. So we are doing three different activity here, right? So like given user is on the login page, user get title page, then user title should be like this and that, right? All our manual test cases. So what we are login with the correct credential. So when we want to log in with the correct credential, what we are doing? User is on the login page. Okay, user wants needs to be on the login page. User enter the username, so and so username. User enter the password. This is what is password. User clicked on the login button. User get the title of the page, and page title should be this and that. Right after login, user should be able to see this particular page title. So this is what the steps. Now, when I'm reading it, so everyone will be able to understand. If for understanding of this particular file, you do not need any technicality. By reading this, you will be able to understand what is happening over here. But if you go at the back end, only the Selenium code is there to perform all this activity. So this is the front end has been given. This is the the wrapper on that been given to understand. Someone who is don't know like what is the program is about. But whereas if you go for the Selenium test cases, yesterday we saw, right? So this is only be understood by someone who know the Selenium. If anyone is not having a automation testing knowledge, like today, like if I ask you to let me know what is happening over here, so you may or may not be able to tell me what is happening. But if I just show you this thing, now you can just read it out and figure it out something. Yeah, this is what is happening here. But if I go at the back end, just look at, you see, assert equals to true. This all are the Java coding. Login page. So this is all of the Java coding. See, this is all of the Selenium. Web driver. This is the Selenium. Find by, find element. This is all the Selenium is at the backend. So now if you so what is happening, we're going to learn all these things. And then when you want to learn the Cucumber BDD, you just need to learn how to create this feature file and how to integrate that with this, and that's it. It's just a structure, a different structure, which has been put in a different way. That's it. So understand the core. Understand this core. So if you understood this core, this is just a wrapper on that. It's very easy. And it will be very interesting to find this. So this is what the Cucumber BDD. All right. Now what is next? Go for the REST assured API. I probably having here as well. Are you able to see somewhere REST assured? Can someone help me? Ah, here it is. Now this is what the REST assured API. See what is there at the backend. This is what my test case. Before method with data provider. This is what my test case. What I'm doing, get the weather details with the correct city name and test. So we are getting the weather report for the particular cities. This is all the parameters I'm passing to this thing. Rest assured base URL, and I'm providing some URL to them. See, assert equals to. So this statement is everywhere. So this is a Selenium. What else? Nothing. Only the UI has been changed, some wording has been changed, some parameter has been changed. But if you go at the back end, so go to this test base, property files, go to this utils, Java language. Yeah, go to this accelerator, Java programming. Right? So everything is about Java only, like Java and the Selenium only. Only the UI has been changed. If you looked at here, if you looked at this particular weather report, some parameter has been changed. But like the statement, this is the Java, is coming from the Java. This is coming from the Java. Sorry, this is coming from the Selenium only. This is coming from the Selenium only, isn't it? If you just looked at the import, it's been imported from the REST assured API. All right, this is Selenium at the backend. And now if I go for this, what? The APM, mobile automation testing. So in APM as well.
Rahul, to interrupt. Just one quick question. So how can we differentiate what is, the Selenium code and what is the Java code?
It's going hand in hand. So this is what the Selenium statement. This is coming from the Selenium statement. But if I go here, if I use something, so this is try catch block, right? This is comes under the
Exception.
Java. Yeah? So if I go here in test util, this is the Java utility. This is the Java code, right? The for loop, yeah, the if statement, else statement. So we need to use Java, and like we need to mold our Selenium accordingly. So you will be habitual with that. Yeah. So how to do these things? Don't worry. Yeah. So that is what it is. So we need to use the Selenium libraries and mold it in terms of the programming language, which is Java. Yeah, to perform our desired operation. All right, using the Java programmings, all if else statement and looping and all those things. Yeah. So similarly, go for here. Let me close this thing. APM, mobile automation now. Go to this test base. See, this all are the Java programming. Test cases. This is what the test case is. Again, this is the test ng. So test ng is everywhere. Go it be Cucumber, though it be APM, though it be Selenium, is everywhere. So once you learn the test ng, you are ready to work on any platform. If I go here, see Android by. So this is coming from the APM libraries. Now, and if you looked at, see, org OpenQA Selenium supports. So like that's what I'm saying. So if you understand it is right. So if you understand the Selenium properly, this is is going to be easy for you to understand. See? So that's what like so it is very important. So this is all the wrapper on the top of that, right? So that's what I was saying. Yeah. So don't be hesitate. And like if you want, I can help you out all these things with the mobile automation testing, with the Cucumber BDD, and then the rest assured. All right, no worries. So you can learn that so that you will be like ready. Give it me any platform. Yes, I'm ready. Give it me any project. Yes, I'm ready. You don't need to go here and there. No, not needed. Right? You can just look into that requirement, your project requirement. Just go through the whatever learning we will be having, and just go ahead with and work on that. So when I say automation, so you will be ready with work on any platform, right? So any platform to become into your bucket. So you'll be ready with that. All right. So that is what like so that's what it is very important. So that's what so what we'll be learning now moving forward, right? So it's very important. Why I'm showing all these things to you, the, just to understand the importance, right? Because the words may or may not sound that much important, but when you see it in action, that creates a different impression in our mind, right? So that is what my intention to show all this thing to you. So don't worry, don't scare of all these things. It's very easy. Don't scare of this. You will be writing it by your own. Don't scare of all these things. All right. And that is what it is, right? So we will be writing this everything for us. All right. So here are the OOPS concept, the Java programming OOPS concept. So we'll be learning all the OOPS concept, what it is and how it is, what is abstraction, constructor, encapsulation, inheritance, interface, all these things we will be learning, what it is and how it is, and you will be doing all kind of programming. This is what we need on the outside. We do not need to learn the advanced Java. We don't need to be. All right, that's there. Okay, so this is what the holistic picture, how we can go ahead with the Selenium, right? So now we downloaded the jar file, Selenium jar file, right? And now what we can do is the very first thing to kickstart, to start it, that is something which we need to install the Java programming language, right? First in our like workstation, laptop, desktop, whatever you're working, right? So that is what our first step is. And the second step is to install this IDE, this Eclipse IDE. Yeah. So again, this IDE is a plug and play utility. We just need to download it and then just double click and it will start running. So again, we do not need to install it, right? So it's a plug and play utility. We just need to download the file and then we are ready to do with that. All right. So now what I can do, so I am not going to do it right now. So I'm going to share you the recording of it, right? So how to do it. Yeah. So because the same process again and again, over and over, right? So that is going to be a task for you. So I told you, right, you will be getting a task from day one, isn't it? So that is going to be a task for you, how to do it. So it's pretty straightforward. Like if you want to go ahead, I can do it for you, right? So you can just go ahead and do it. Just say download Selenium JD. Um, Download JDK 1.8. So now what is JDK? Is a Java development kit, and 1.8 is the version. Yeah, and for the Java programming language, is being supported by the Oracle. Oracle has taken over of, right? So he's the owner of the Java programming language now. Yeah? So you just need to go here, and it's coming all the bundles here. Yeah. So based on your operating system, which operating system you are using, based on your operating system which you are using, if you are using Linux, if you are using MacBook, Solaris, whatever you are using, Windows, based on that, we do have the exe file here. If you are having some for Windows, we have the exe file. For Solaris, we have the GZ file. For MacBook, we have some DMG file. From Linux, we have some RPR and all this different files for different kind of operating systems, right? So mostly if you're working on, I guess like we almost all are working on the Windows, so go for the Windows. So this is what, and we like having the Windows 64-bit now. I like most of the we are having 64-bit. So go for this exe file. If you are having 38-bit, go for this. Yeah, so now you know, right, how to check what is your operating system, like 32-bit or 64-bit. Yeah. So you just, if you don't know, like you can just need to go to your My Computer and say properties, you will be able to get it from there. So go for this 64-bit operating system. All right. Download this exe file and then just say next, 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 and it will be able to do it. Right. So, and like you need to create a account for here. I probably, let me see whether it is going to download or asking me something. Yeah, it's going to ask you the account. So you can just create your account. It's pretty straightforward, right? So using your what you can say, that the email address and the password. I already have my account. So I logged in with that. So you can create if you don't have, and then like see it's been started. It's been downloading here. So let it download. So it's ready. Yeah. So this is ready. So now what you can do is, so you can create some folder structure uh, in your drive, right? Where you can store, like when you can have all these things there, like your JDK file we downloaded, the Selenium server we downloaded. So go into drive, C drive, D drive, wherever you want to keep it. Keep all these folder, the softwares there. Those are the executables, right? So create a kind of, the automation testing, learning, or whatever uh, folder you want. Just create it, yeah, and then like have this there. Yeah, so if I go, I have this. If you just want to showcase you, so what I have is I have something called as this folder, which is a biomat automation on my D drive. Yeah, on my D drive. And make sure whenever you are creating a folder, don't have any space in between. Yeah, so it should be something like this. See, I do not have any space, but I use the underscore. Yeah, so don't have any space. You can see over here, like I have some space, morning class, master class, and some other right, premium client and something like that. So don't have spaces like this. Social media posts don't have the space like this, right? So create in one go. See, online training program. Yeah, so like this. Don't include any space, right? So create some like this thing, and then under that you can create different folders. Like I do have the softwares where I have all the like my files which I needed. I have the Java file here. I have the Jenkins here, right? Jenkins files here. I have the Maven here. I have the Eclipse here. So that everything is at one place. I have a Git here, right? So everything is at one place. Yeah. So make that practice, right? So that you should not be run here and there, and you know it very well. All right. So I'm just iterating the same thing. Yeah. So it's good practice. And then what you need to do is, so once you download it, copy that thing from here, from download section to any particular folder, and you just need to double click it, and that's it. So I already have Java there with me, so I'm not going to do it now. But what you need to do is you just need to yes, and it will go on and on. Yeah, so it will gonna go ahead and take your C drive location, and you just need to say next, next, next. Don't do anything, and just notice that message. You will be getting one message there. So how many devices are running on the Java platform? So I had only installed it so long. I mean, I don't know, like remember the year as well. It's been so long, right? So I need to understand that number. I need to get that number from you. Yeah. So when you are installing at that time only, you will be getting that particular number. So I don't know, like it's something billion, 4 billion, or something like that. So I just want to confirm that number one more time. Yeah. So when you are installing it, so if you get that message, so just WhatsApp me on like that our group. Yeah. So how many devices is running on, so that I can have that number ready. All right. And you also know the power of the Java language. How many devices are running on the Java platform. All right. So you'll be able to get that there. So just say next, 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 and you are done with the Java, the installation, right? So once that is done, what you will be having is, so it will be by default, it will go into your C drive, and let it go into the C drive. Yeah, once it will be gonna take your C drive folder, let it go there. Yeah, don't change any setting there. And in C drive, you'll be able to find it in under program files, as you will be using 64-bit. So by the way, you know, right, how to check whether your system is 64-bit or not. So over here, show more option, and like okay, over here, go on properties, you'll be able to get it. Yeah, and you know it, right? I'm just showing one more time. So this has been open so many things here. Yeah, so you'll be able to get everything is here. 64-bit operating system, like your RAM and all those stuff. All right, that's fine. You can check it like that. All right, so go to C drive, And as we are using 64-bit operating system, it will always be under program file. If we are having 32-bit still, then it will be under the this particular folder, right? Go to program files. We'll be able to see a Java here. Where it is? Yeah, here it is. And you'll be able to see these two kind of folder, JDK and JRE. I had installed this in 2021. Okay. Yeah, so that's there. So JDK 1.8 will be here. Yeah, and then you will be able to see the JRE. So this has been there. Now, what you need to do after that, you need to create, you need to let your uh, Windows system know, right? When you run this, the Java, right? With the help of when we need to know our Selenium, right? When it is running, our ID, when it is running. So we need to create that in our environment variable. Then only you'll be able to see the Java there. Yeah. So by default, is not creating an environment variable when we install it in this way is not creating that environment variable so that it can access from everywhere. So what we need to do is we need to create the environment variables, right? And from then it will be able to we will be able to access Java language, right? It's been installed now in our machine, but in order to access that, we need to set up the environment variable. And how do we do it? So you just need to like type search here, and you can just type edit. You will directly get the edit your system variables or environment variable. So go there, and here you will directly you'll be going here. So you can do it from your like as we from C drive there as well. There is another way as well, but this is the shortest way, right? You can do it. Just type insert edit, and you will be giving the environment variable. Now, what you need to do here, you need to create a new variable. I guess I came at the wrong. Why I'm not having? Why it is disabled? I guess I opened something different. Edit system variable, environment variables. So I think I had opened something different. So we need to do that, right? So go into the edit and open your system. Oh, yeah, okay. I click on this settings, right? So instead you need to go to this edit system variables, all right, in your control panel. So from control panel, it will open. Yeah. So go over here, edit system environment variables, and it will be giving you this particular window where you need to click on environment where you need to click on this particular environment variable. It will give you system properties. Go over here, environment variables, and here you need to create your environment variable. What you need to do, you need to go into your system variables, and here you need to create your Java home, a path for your, you need to specify on your machine where Java is exist to the as an environment variable, so that your system should know holistically, right, where it is, from where I need to pick up the Java. Yeah, how to do it? Do it very simple. Click on the new, right over here, Java underscore home, or whatever name you want to give. You can give any XYZ PQ or whatever you name want to give it. But this is what the general practice industry follows. Yeah. So if I'm using Java, so create a Java home. If I'm writing Maven, create a Maven home. You can see over here. If I'm using Android, go for the Android home. Like you can see over here. So that is what a general common practice we used to follow in IT industry. All right. So create a Java home and path variable value. What is my variable value? Where is my Java? Here it is. Till JDK. All right. Till JDK. Just copy it, paste it there, and say OK. So it will gonna create something like this. All right. Java home has been created. Now after that, what you need to do is go to this path variable. It will be already there in your machine. You don't need to do and don't change anything over here. All right. So this is the path. Be very careful when you are working on this path variable, system variable. All right. If you mess up this, your machine will be messed up. All right. You probably may not be access your like system properly. So be very careful while working on this path variable. This is a system variable. All right. So whatever program you are using on your machine, those all the path of all those programs are here only. So be careful when you are working on this particular path. And what you need to do is you need to edit it. Last time we created new, now this time you need to edit this particular path variable. See, all system files and libraries are here. So be careful, don't mess up anything over here. All right, be very careful. Yeah. So come at the end and just say here, and what you need to do is you need to type something called as percentage, and we created the variable called as java underscore home. That's there. And after that, what you need to do is slash bin. This is something which you need to create. Java home was our variable. And then after that, what I need to access? I need to access all the libraries, those are there. So if I go here in the Java, right? So I have this bin folder, binaries. What do you mean by bin? Bin is nothing but the binaries. If I go here, I do have the n number of files. So I'm giving this path to my system variable to access this thing. It's already been there, so I'm not going to save this thing because you can see it's already been there. Yeah, so I'm not going to create it one more time. So this is how you need to create your Java home. Say okay, say okay here, say okay here. All right, so I'm canceling everything because I already have it. I already it's been set up in my machine. I do not need to do it. Right. So when this is done, what you need to do is next, just type cmd and open your command prompt. Yeah, so it will take some time. And then you need to type java hyphen version. Yeah. So once you type this command, so it will gonna give you the version of the Java which has been installed in their machine, in your machine, with your runtime environment. And if you get this message, that means the Java has been successfully installed and the configure in your machine. If you are not able to get this message, that means there is something wrong in the installation. You must have to see this message. This is the confirmation Java has been successfully installed and like you do not have any problem now. If you are using PowerShell, you can do it with the help of PowerShell as well. Someone might be using the PowerShell, so you can use the PowerShell. Like you can open the PowerShell, and there as well the same thing you can do. Yeah. So Java hyphen version. Uh, Here we go. So when you're able to see this message, that means it's been successfully installed in your machine. You don't need to do anything now. And you should have this machine. You should have this message there with you. All right. So this is one thing is done. Now Java has been installed in your machine. Now what is next? Next is what we need to get this particular IDE. Yeah, this IDE we need to get it. Eclipse IDE, right? So once we get it, we are ready to go, and we are like ready to write our programming. So how to get this Eclipse IDE is again pretty straightforward. Go to let me get it down. Go here and say probably I might be having some link. Um, I guess I okay, let it be. So if I go here and I can see, if I say that download Eclipse, you can see here download Eclipse for Java. So Eclipse is been provided by the eclipse.org. This is what the official URL of it. Yeah, eclipse.org. So go there and you will be here on the Eclipse IDE. Some information has been given and this is what the landing page. So what you can do is go for the downloads, latest release. Here you go. Yeah. And like from here, what you can do is, this is what the Eclipse IDE package is. Yeah. So what we need is, we need Eclipse IDE for the our programming language. So what you can do, go for this one, Eclipse IDE. Yeah. So this is also good. You can go over this, but this is having almost all. Yeah, so it's gonna have Java application plus the web application integration, Java IDE, JavaScript, typewriter, Java server, ML. So almost everything. Maven, you can see here. Git also we have. Gradle also we have. We have almost all integration of this particular JDE. Now, based on your operating system, again, Windows, Mac, or the Linux, you can go ahead and use it. Yeah. So let me go for this, as I'm using the Windows. So you can, if you want this link, I can just ping you in the chat box. Let me go for this window. If I get something new. Yeah, it's redirected here. Yeah, so you can download from here. It will give you the that particular package. So let me do that. So this is the latest ID, in fact. So you can like use the latest, or you can get the older version as well. Whatever you want, you can do that. I am using pretty old. Yeah. So it will be coming like this bundle, a zip file. All right. And then what you need to do is, you just need to extract it. It's going to take some time. And once you extract, what you can do is just copy that from there and again put it where we saw, right?
Software folder.
Yeah, some folder, like wherever you want. Yeah, so create any particular folder. So here we have everything, like, at one go. So you can go ahead and do that. Copy it. See, I have already pasted. I have some older version. Yeah, so you can lightweight, you can go ahead and do it there. And from there, like, you will be able to see something like this, Eclipse, and you will be able to see some icon here. Yeah, so you can see the Eclipse icon. So you can launch Eclipse from here, right? Or you can create a shortcut. Like, you all know how to create a shortcut. So like, just show more and send it to your desktop. Yeah. I open something. Where it is? Send it to your desktop. That will gonna create your icon on your desktop. Now every time you do not need to come here and the run from there. Yeah, so you can directly go and run it from your desktop. So this is Eclipse Photon. So instead of that, what I can do is I'm gonna run the Eclipse alias. So this was the older version. Now this is coming like anything. So I do have this. I can run it from here. So it will open the Eclipse for us. See, it's been started. Same activity will be happen when you will be doing it from your desktop. So it's plug and play utility. We do not need to install. Have we installed anything? No. We just download it. We extracted that zip file. We open it and like we are ready. Right? So just create a shortcut on your desktop so that you do not need to come every time here. And this is what the landing page. First time you'll be able to see Eclipse something like this, or you will be having the welcome page here. I guess probably I have closed it, so we'll be having the welcome page here. Yeah. So this is how you launch it, right? And this is what your icon will be. I can see Eclipse shortcut. This is Photon. This is what online. So I gave some name to this. It's coming from different location. It's giving you the location from it is coming, from where it is coming. See, it's coming from the software. You can see online training program software here as well. It's coming from the environment automation and then softwares. Yeah, these are the different the icons. You can get it directly on your desktop. So you don't need to go there. You can directly double click and it will open for you. All right. So that is how you can launch your Eclipse. So we saw two things today. How to what is Selenium first, right? How it if you understand Selenium properly, how we can go ahead and leverage other automation things that are there in the market, right? And the last, how to install Java, and then the Eclipse. Yeah. So what I want is you have the entire week there with you, and you will be getting this recording. So follow this recording and be ready for the next session. So we're gonna stop here today. I don't want to get more your time. Yeah. So we're gonna stop here today. Just be ready, right? So have this thing there with you. Understand this. Note down the questions we discussed today, right? And have this platform ready for you for the next session. All right. So go through this recording. And this is what the pattern. So we are not going to do any practice. So you just need to sit back and relax and see what is going on. You just need to understand in this particular session, right? Whatever sessions we will be discussing moving forward as well, right? Whatever sessions we will be having, you just need to understand it. Yeah. And then you will be getting the recording. You need to go through the recording and practice it on daily basis, right? Daily, as much as time you can spend, right? I told you, right? We are learning Selenium WebDriver. So that is what something you need to do. So as much as time you can spend on that. But minimum requirement is at least 2 hours. A minimum requirement. 1 hour in the morning or 1 hour in the evening or 2 hours in the morning. Manage it how you can. But that is what the minimum requirement. Yeah, be in the flow. Be in the flow. Get the recording, understand it, write it down step by step. And when you are doing it, and believe me, your energy will be double when you do it by your own and you will see that some output is coming on. You'll be feeling very happy and excited. Believe me. All right. So that's there. So if you have any questions, you can just go on, and then we'll wind up today here. Yeah. So it will be too much because I need this system to be ready there with you, and then from next session we'll start writing or programming. All right. So anything, yeah, any question do you have?
Yes, sir. I have one question. Actually, I have already installed some, outdated version of JDK. So, to install, the updated version. So first we need to uninstall that particular older version, or, if I install, download the latest version, then it can easily overwrite that particular older version.
Okay. So which version of Java you have?
I guess, let me check, sir.
Better uninstall it. Okay. Don't be overwrite. Uninstall it and then install the new one. That is the best way.
I guess Java 8 update 371 64-bit.
No. We saw how to check the Java version. Yeah.
Ah,
So
yes, yes, yes,
we
yes,
just
yes,
open your CMD
yes. Okay, sure.
prompt and type their Java hyphen version.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Probably if you have not set up the
Yes. Actually, it's build 1.8.0 underscore
no.
370.
Okay, 1.8 is it, right?
Yes. It's
I think
a updated one, I guess.
so no need to do anything. All right. So you
Yes.
are ready to go.
Okay, sure. Thank you, sir.
All right. So anyone, any other question? All right, then no problem. Yeah. So you will get the recording on that particular platform from where you joined today. I guess yesterday recording is also available there only. So you can go through the recordings, yesterday's, today's, like that will be yours. So like, and then just be ready for the next session. Yeah. All right. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining the today's session. Yeah. I have a great day now. All right.
Thanks, Rahul.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.